you start getting, a little bit of a complex after everyone tells you that. But anyways, if you had a chance to meet Paula, you'd say that she's amazing, amazing woman, amazing wife, really an amazing mother. So we just really are blessed. As Jeff shared, I've been very privileged and honored to be able to have the experience to build and lead a number of companies. As Jeff shared, I had a 25-year career in the nutraceutical health and wellness business. We built a business over 12 years. We built that to over $400 million over that 12-year period. We averaged, I think at our height, we were about a $40 million a year company. And then we got it, that was in the health and wellness, more of a cash-based business that we introduced to physicians. And then in 2012, through my partner Greg Nakagawa and I, we made a transition into the traditional healthcare space, in the pharmacy space, and then in the lab space. And so we understand healthcare. It's an exciting time right now to be in healthcare. I think that there's no doubt there's challenges in the healthcare space. I think those of us, just from a consumer standpoint, we're seeing the decimation of our physicians and providers. We've seen an escalation of healthcare costs, starting with our insurance premiums. I mean, I can tell you, I recently read a new article that said that the new Affordable Care Act, that in the state of Arizona, they're going to see another up to 90% increase in premiums. So I think everyone on this webinar Zoom meeting tonight would share that their insurance premiums have gone up over the last 4, 5, 6 years. Mine last year was $2,400 a month for a bronze plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we have a $7,000 deductible individually and a $14,000 per family. And I did my taxes, and we spent out of pocket over $30,000 in healthcare costs, and we didn't have any real issues other than routine visits, some wellness visits, and some coughs and colds and flus, and I think an occasional visit to the dermatologist. And I just sit back and thank God that God's blessed us and we have some means. But I don't know how the average person or an average family is surviving out there with that type of situation. So it's a shame, but but from the business side, and if you have solutions and can bring solutions, it's very exciting. The healthcare industry today represents 20% of the GDP in this country. 3.5 to $4 trillion of expenditures. We're going to see that number grow over the next 5 to 7 years. They're saying that by the time of the year 2025, we will see that number balloon to $5 trillion in spending. And so what we're seeing is all the economic forecasters is that if the healthcare climate continues at the rate of illness, at the rate of expenditure, we're going to bankrupt this country. I mean, it really already is essentially. We can't print enough money fast enough, and it's unfortunately we're going to start to see some severe problems. And so I think that lies the opportunity. Anytime you can identify a problem and you can bring a solution to a problem, therein lies tremendous opportunities. And so we love being in healthcare because I love working in the physician space. I think the technology that's available to us is just incredible. And I think that we can truly move the needle. And the reason why I'm excited about the telehealth space or telemedicine is because it is projected to be one of the fastest growing segments of healthcare because it's solving some problems that we're going to talk about. In 2015, the telehealth, or we'll call virtual care, was $25 billion in expenditures. By 2020, which is obviously right around the corner, we're going to see that number probably hit and exceed $57 billion. And again, just running the numbers, you can see the hockey stick here in this growth curve. 2025, we're going to be at $113 billion. So telehealth is here. There are some major players that are currently in the space. Next slide, Jeff. You got it? Okay. So there are some major players that are in the telehealth space, but unfortunately, the players that are in telehealth are creating havoc with our physicians, our independent physicians. Your local primary care, internal medicine, family practice physicians. The reason is because today in telemedicine, what's happening is that the big companies, Teladoc, MD Live, the other American Well, the big telehealth companies, they've created a strategy where they are providing telehealth services, and they're partnering with the major insurance companies. They're partnering with the Blue Cross Blue Shields, the Aetnas, the Uniteds, and then those big insurers are actually partnering with, being acquired by, or acquiring the major pharmacy chains in this country. And so what you're doing is you're creating this situation where you can literally go with your current policy. You can go down to the local CVS or Walgreens. You can walk in and either see a physician in their minute clinics, or through telehealth and their partnerships with telemedicine companies, you have access to 24/7 telemedicine, and you can call that physician virtually, get a prescription filled. And what that is doing is it is actually driving patients away from the local physicians. So that's how telemedicine is actually transforming healthcare. And we're seeing it gobble up and decimate our local physicians. So we have a dichotomy. Telehealth is phenomenal. It's needed. It's gonna reduce the cost of medicine, because you can bypass the costly time, energy, and effort of actually getting in your car, driving down to your local physician, waiting anywhere from a week, 2 weeks, up to 29 days to actually get an appointment with a primary care doctor. Sit in that practice for 3-4 hours. Sit in that practice for an hour in the waiting room, then see them, wait, have your prescription called, and then go down to the local pharmacy and get your prescription if you needed a prescription. And so it's a phenomenal opportunity to basically consolidate, make healthcare more efficient. But again, it's leaving the local physician out. And so what Epic MD is doing is actually creating a phenomenal solution that is a solution for the consumer. It's a solution for the local physician, and it's a solution for this country by transforming healthcare and saving all the way around time, energy, effort, and money. And that is really what we're all looking for. The company Epic MD is developed and led by two individuals that I have the fortune of actually knowing and meeting prior to Epic MD. Actually, Jack I met through Epic, but Matt Wanderer is the CEO, and he's the founder of Epic MD. I had an opportunity to work with Matt. I own one of the largest pharmacy networks of compound pharmacy distributors, sales reps, and chains. I had 10 compound pharmacies. We were processing over 800 prescriptions a day in our pharmacies. And we needed a fulfillment partner, because in the pharmacy space, pharmacies are regulated at the state level. So if you got business, let's say in Texas, or you have business in Mississippi or South Carolina or Louisiana or Florida, you need that script to be processed by a pharmacy that is licensed in that state. And our 10 pharmacies were actually physically brick and mortar in a half dozen states, but we had business in all 50 states. So in searching for a national fulfillment partner to place thousands of prescriptions that were mailed, direct mail order to the home or office of our patients, that were patients of our network of over 1,000 providers, we needed a national fulfillment partner. So as Jeff mentioned, we had the opportunity to build a huge $100 million pharmacy network, and we needed a reputable company to place that business with. And that was with a company called Restore Health. You can see right here on the screen. Part of our business was in the workman's compensation, because we did a lot of work comp, because we were dealing in primarily pain and anti-inflammatory, and workman compensation patients needed relief. And so ServeRx was another company that Matt was a principal in. In both of those companies, we did millions of dollars of business with. Jack Carabes is the current the current president of Epic MD. When I had the opportunity through Matt to meet Jack, that's when I was 100% sold and in the business, because Jack's pedigree is, not only is he a very successful entrepreneur, businessman, but he's been a leader in the healthcare space. He has built, ran, and sold several companies that have been acquired by some of the largest companies in the country. Back, Jeff. Okay. Jack owned and operated companies that were purchased and acquired by ADP, Blackstone Group, Microsoft, and he had actually a telehealth technology company that was purchased that he ran by Teladoc, and he worked inside Teladoc for a number of years and is now our president at Epic MD. So the question that I get when I sit with people and I talk with them about what we're doing is I first of all start with why telehealth? I mean, what is the value of telehealth in today's healthcare economy? Well, understand that 70% of all visits to a urgent care, acute care, or primary care ER visit, ER, could be handled through telehealth and telemedicine. 91% of those outcomes that were treated through telehealth, the patient said it was actually a more positive experience because of the telehealth. It saved them time, energy, and money. It saved them money because the average cost of a urgent care visit is $155 with insurance, because most people will have to pay a copay and never reach their deductible. So their actual out-of-pocket after their premium is $155. It eliminated the average wait time in an ER for urgent care. And a lot of times when we need a doctor, because at night, weekend, or an emergency, I'm sorry, not an emergency, but when we need a doctor, it's emergency to us, but it may be just a common ailment, as you can see on the right side of this slide. Doctors are just not available. They can't take us. They don't have the appointment. So access to a telehealth policy could really mean the difference of you not having to suffer from allergy or asthma or one of these conditions, and you can actually get immediate conversation, consultation, and treatment. So when you put it all together and you look at the conditions that telehealth can solve, from allergy, minor cuts, wounds, blisters, minor burns, lumbago, cough and croup, cystitis, diarrhea, dizziness, giddiness, fever, sinusitis, reflux. Basically, anytime you go down the aisle at most drugstores and the conditions that are being treated over the counter, there are things that you can do through telehealth. Next slide. And so you take that with the benefits to the patients. Obviously, it's convenience. We live in an immediate gratification society. We want what we want when we want it now, immediately. We're busier than ever. And so the average availability and wait time on our network is 14 minutes to see a doctor with our cloud. Available 24/7, 365 days of the year in 50 states. You don't have to leave home. You don't have child care costs that you have to worry about, leaving your kids. You don't have to miss work. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck or cannot afford to call in sick because they earn their money by the hour. Our platform has over 250 languages by audio, and again, the travel time and convenience. Next slide. So there's an obvious advantage that I think the average person can just think about. If you could actually pull up on your mobile device the ability to see a doctor, get these conditions dealt with, and then maybe if you need a prescription, to get a prescription. In addition, the convenience and I think the opportunity and the benefits to the provider are multifaceted. It's just multifold. Okay, so number one is the patients, the physicians don't have to worry about losing patient attrition due to the payers that they actually take, because this is a cash-based, monthly-based membership service. They don't lose patient attrition to the big health systems that they're competing with and the retail pharmacies. So we're providing with them a platform that is going to equip them and give them the leverage that they need of what they need in today's healthcare environment and the technology challenges. Epic MD is providing the world's most powerful telehealth platform. Okay, it has amazing attributes. Number one, it's free. So the barrier of entry, there isn't any. So anytime you can bring a solution of virtualizing a practice to a physician in today's world that has been watching telehealth, has been watching virtual care, has been hearing about it in their academy meetings, their annual boards, presentations, when they go to their big healthcare summits, they're hearing about telehealth. So they know that they need it, they just don't know where to get it. So we have a freemium model. It's absolutely free to providers. Our model that we're launching in October is self-provisioning. It means that it's going to, in 2-minute implementation, it's going to be automatically implemented because it's cloud-based. It's going to have seamless practice integration with their EMR and their EHR system, all the scheduling software systems that are out there. And it's also linked to the Express Scripts or the Sure Scripts network, of pharmacy, which is the pharmacy clearinghouse that all EMR platforms utilize in order for physicians to write scripts sync with their EHR. And the model that we have for the physicians, it's an immediate revenue driver to the providers, because it not only is a virtual care platform, but it has the opportunity for physicians to actually start to get paid for seeing their patients virtually. And when you watch and look at the compensation plan of what's in it for the physician, either through our membership adoption program or the seeing the patients that actually, for whatever reason, adopt not to actually have the membership, but adopt to actually go directly on a per click basis, the physician is going to have a monetization model, and it doesn't violate the START, the anti-kickback, or any of the regulatory compliance issues, because it's cash-based, number one. We're not dealing with federal claims, federal funds, or commercial payers at this moment. We're strictly talking about a membership-based cash platform. And so, and we're not paying or doing anything with the actual payments that go to the physicians for the virtual visits. So again, it doesn't violate from a compliance standpoint any of those. The platform is physician branded, okay, individually for the physician. Every physician that actually deploys the platform is going to get their own self-replicating website. It's going to allow them to actually have their own presence, their own branding. Next slide. The platform works very similar to the practice's own internal EHR, EMR systems. They're going to have a scheduling program. They're going to have their virtual waiting room. They're going to actually be able to see, as you can see here, people in the waiting room, all the appointments that they have scheduled in their calendar for virtual appointments. They're going to be able to look at their on-demand appointments and actually see how long patients have been waiting for them. And so they're going to be able to manage their schedule. So they're in complete control, as the patients have control, and they can collaborate on how to make sure that they get access to their own physician through the platform. Next slide. All the patient demographics are loaded into the platform, because when the patient actually goes into the actual web form and starts to fill out their patient intake, and they put in all their patient demographics, they put in the details of why, their symptoms, the things that they would put in normally, like you would go into a practice if you were getting that little clipboard. In a sense, we call it like a virtual clipboard. And all the practice has access to that information to the patient. Plus, if that patient is already a patient of the practice, they have all of those records in their past records from internally from previous visits. So the doctor will have access, because it syncs with their current EMR system, plus the information that they put in to the patient intake process. So that's just an overview of the actual platform itself, the opportunity, the industry, and why I believe, and many others believe, and experts believe, that if you want to be in one of the largest spaces, the largest industries in the world, or in the United States, you want to be in the healthcare industry. But you have to be careful and pick and choose this very specific industry. And virtual care and ancillary revenue systems for doctors is a great opportunity, because they need it, they want it, and I think that Jeff is going to be able to walk through the opportunity that you and we have as virtual care consultants by deploying the Epic opportunity. I'll just give Jeff some props. Jeff and Lisa were two individuals that I personally made the introduction to Epic MD. They were handpicked, they were hand-selected because of their integrity, because how they treat and lead people. I know them. They are servant leaders. They've been leading organizations, building and mobilizing people, physicians, networks, professional sales and marketing entrepreneurs for the last 25 years. I worked directly with Jeff and Lisa when we were both distributors in a company where we met 25 years ago. I was the top earner there. Jeff and Lisa were up and comers. When I left, they took that position over. And then 10 years later, after starting my own company, Jeff and I reconnected, and I made a plea for Jeff and Lisa to join me. And they came over to my company and became the #1 money earners in that company in their first year. They've gone on to have a stellar career. And again, they were handpicked, and they're here as our vice president of sales, marketing, and our partner success. I'm going to bring back Jeff Giamaldo. Thanks, Jeff.
Lou, thank you so much. I appreciate that introduction. And, you know, if I was ever going to look for an opportunity and Lou explained it to me, I'm in. It's just he has a way of just relaying the information, which really gets you to see it. And let me share with you something. It's real simple when it comes to opportunity. People always try to figure out, is this the right opportunity for me? Well, here's what you got to ask yourself, okay? Opportunity is all about finding a problem and solving the problem. So let me ask everybody here a very simple question. Is there a problem when it comes to healthcare? Okay, it was the #1 topic in the last presidential campaign. Okay, no matter what your side is, red or blue, you can't say that healthcare wasn't #1. Well, we know today that doctors need to embrace telehealth, and there lies the opportunity. And what we share with people very simply is a way to go out there and change your financial situation. But I want to make this, I want to make sure everybody understands, okay? This is a business that we know without a doubt has created great wealth. And some physicians who will be on this call tonight, you might just want to introduce this platform to your patients, and there lies an opportunity for you. But there's other people on this call that say, you know what? I want to be able to introduce as many people as I would like into this opportunity. And I want to make sure that we share this in a very professional way to the medical community. So for those people, the opportunity here gives you a way to own your own business. Because I want you to understand what you're saying yes or no to tonight. We give people an opportunity to own their own business without the traditional overhead. A poll was done, and here's was the poll. The poll said, if you were to either A, work for yourself or own your own business, what would you choose? 85% of the people said, I'd rather own my own business. But the reason they did it was because of the overhead and the employees. We take that away from you, and we give you the same opportunity when it comes to tax advantages as any other business. There's a lot of people on this call that would like to make extra income. And I want to make sure I'm very clear here. This does not require you to quit your day job. And some people say, you know what? If I could just cover a car payment or a mortgage payment or a child's tuition, that would make a tremendous difference for myself and my husband. We give that opportunity to you. But we do know there will be people right now in their first year making 6 figures. We have that business plan. And I believe without a doubt, because I've been doing this 25 years, everybody, we will have 7-figure income earners in their first year. But there's a lot of people out there today, and I want you to think about this for 1 second. How many people do you know that have hit the glass ceiling? They're looking for a way to be paid what they're worth. Let me ask you a question about physicians. How many physicians do you believe are being paid what they're worth? Let me tell you my opinion, 0. There's physicians today that save lives, but they're being dictated by the insurance companies of what they could be paid. And to me, that's criminal. And when you look at our business, the reason why this is so attractive is because we have something called residual income. Residual income gives you time freedom. It gives you money freedom. One thing's for sure, every wealthy person understands residual income. It's about doing the work once and getting paid for that work into the future because you're not trading time for dollars. Many physicians are limited to the number of patients they can see, the number of operations they could perform. We give them an opportunity to earn a residual income off the base they've already built. And what we're going to provide for all of you at Epic MD is a system for success. What you're about to see, guys, is not on trial. There's over 150 years of experience that are involved in the corporate echelon of this company. We're going to provide group coaching. We're going to give you turnkey programs that you could participate in. A weekly calendar of events you can count on. You're on one right now. These go off every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And there's a social media platform that will allow you to build a business throughout the United States. But let me share with you what this all surrounds. It all surrounds what we call virtual care consultants. Let me be very clear. We are in pre-launch, which means right now we are forming our team to go live on October 1st. We are forming our team to go live October 1st. That team is called Virtual Care Consultants, which are people that say, yes, I believe telehealth is the next big thing, and I want to be able to go out there and secure as many physician practices that are going to embrace this platform. To become a virtual care consultant is going to give you the enterprise license, which will allow you to license our software in the doctor's practice so they can go live with telehealth. You're going to become healthcare training certified, mobile healthcare training certified, which means you're going to be able to deploy as many doctor practices as you would like. We're going to provide the marketing assistance to you once you deploy a practice. And we have hundreds of leads right now of physicians that want this platform in their practice. And those leads will be farmed out to our top performers that get involved in our opportunity. For you to participate and become certified, give you a certified provider license, it's $399 and $99 a month. So if you want to remember that last slide, no employees, no traditional overhead. The average overhead of a traditional business is $12,000 a month before you break even. Yours is $99 a month in order for you to be able to go out there and market our platform. That is it. And I know some of you will be shaking your head and say there's more to it. No, it's $399 and $99 a month. Okay? Now, it all surrounds, everything we do is surrounding people getting on our membership. So I want to be very clear here, okay? Everything surrounds people joining to become a member for $29 a month for a single or $49 a month for a family. So the patient or the consumer picks either single or family, and they pay that $1 a month monthly so they can see their doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If a prescription is needed, a prescription is written. And that's what Lou was talking about. All the different problems we can solve without going in and actually seeing the doctor. So those are the patient memberships. So keep in mind, $29 and $49 a month. So let me share with you why we believe we have an unbelievable opportunity here. For the doctor to get involved is free. It's free. Everybody's trying to, right, feed off a doctor because they know they control a consumer base. It's called their patients. We're saying, Doc, we don't want your money. It's free for our program, but we want you to open up your consumer base to us to offer them telehealth. Now watch. The average physician practice has between 2,500 to 4,000 patients. We're going to do the marketing for the doctor. We're going to have different marketing material in their waiting room. We're going to market through an an email campaign that doctor has embraced telehealth. So just to give you an example, on a 2,500 patient practice, say that 20 times. And if we had a 10% conversion rate, that's 250 patients paying $49 a month. Because what we have found is most patients will choose the family membership. 250 times 49 is $12,000 a month. The doctor makes 20% of that. That's $2,400 a month. Found money. The person who introduced the doctor, most of you, make $1,200 a month. I want you to think about something. How much money would you have to have in the bank to draw $1,200 a month off your money? Okay, just think about that number. If you help 10 doctors implement this program, that's $12,000 a month to you. So I could be a doctor that embraces this, that just wants to put the program in their practice. Great. Or I could be somebody that wants to introduce many physicians to the program. There's no cookie cutter way in order to participate. You choose how you want to participate into our program. But let me share with you the opportunity if you decide you want to build this. Okay? Remember, it's $399 and $99 a month. So for those people that choose to build a team, this is optional. I want to give you the bigger vision of this. And let's say we know from 25 years of experience, someone that's going to build this and want to build it correctly is going to bring in 40 people within a 6-month period that want to do the same thing they do. Well, if you take 40 people and all paying $99 a month, there's an override you make on the people paying the membership. And you would earn 20% of that. These are just people that want to help you expand this product into the market. You made $792 a month just on your first 40 people. And if you took a geometric progression of 3, those 40 people each getting 3, and you took that down 5 generations, in a 6-month period, you put together a residual income just off people paying the $99 a month of $13,000 a month in residual income. And you have yet deployed one doctor's practice. I hope you follow me here. Remember, a doctor does not sometimes participate in this. They just want to share the program to their patients. But there's many people here that want to build a team of people that deploy the doctors. That's who I'm talking to here. So by going out there and doing this, you've built a team of 4,800 people that are ready to go out there and deploy the practices. And you built a $13,000 residual income just on the $99 a month. Now watch this. Now, what are the doctors doing? They're marketing to their patients. Well, I have 4,800 people out there marketing, but I want you to know something. 2/3 of them are going to do nothing. 2/3 of the 4,800 do nothing. But let's say 1/3 of the 4,800 go to work. 1/3 of 4,800 is 1,600 virtual care consultants. And let's say they went out there, now stay with me here, and got one practice. Not 10, not 20, 1. Well, each practice, remember, could equal up to 4,000 patients. Well, let's say they equal 2,500. That means you have 1,600 practices being deployed in your organization times 2,500 patients. That's 4 million people that we will market to, that practice is implementing telehealth. And let's say we had, forget 10%, a 5% adoption rate. That's 200,000 patients at $49 a month. Based on our compensation structure, that would be your monthly income. And I got it. I know some of you are rolling your eyes, but I'm telling you, if those numbers were realized, now remember, our vision at Epic is to bring on 35,000 practices, not 1,600, in the next 18 months. Because we're going to have hundreds of thousands of virtual care consultants going out there and sharing this with their physician. So the physician could go out there and make an extra $2,500 to $4,000 a month. And based on how many practices you have in your network, you can then earn an override. It's very simple, guys. It's called a compensation plan. We choose to go out there and embrace this compensation plan because we know so many people out there want an opportunity to go out there and change their financial situation. Okay, so here's your first step. If you decide you want to go out there and you want to build a team, okay, you want to be able to earn dollars when you bring on your team. So let me share with you how this works. In order for you to earn immediate income, when you bring on people that start their business for $399, remember, this is not the doctor. The doctor comes in for free. This is people that want to build a business going out there and giving the doctor an opportunity. So when you bring on somebody for $399, you make $100. $100 in immediate income when someone makes a decision to join your team. As soon as you get two people, if you do that in 7 days, you immediately can receive $200 per person who starts their business for $399. So on your first two people, to make this simple, you make $100. On every person thereafter that you introduce to this opportunity, you make $200 every time someone comes for $399. That's a 50% immediate income. No one in the industry pays that kind of immediate income. And that's because we are in pre-launch. So, real simple. If you like what you've heard tonight and you believe this is an opportunity, get with the person that got you on the call and get started. They'll send you their link. You register. You pay your $399. And then all you want to do is now, if you choose to do this, you could start introducing other people to the videos you will have access to that will give them enough information to maybe want to get on further information that includes a live webinar like this. It could be a recorded webinar or maybe a 3-way call. That's the third step. So get started, start sending out this information, right? And it's a very, very simple process. And as we build our team, then what we're going to start to do is go out there and introduce this very simple free model to your physician. And for the people that want to know more about the business attached, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we do these opportunity presentations. So to close out, just to put this last slide up, to get started, once again, $399, $99 a month, you now own your own business within the telehealth industry. And I believe without a doubt, Epic MD Network will be the talk of this industry in the next 12 to 18 months. Appreciate all your time tonight. Let's pack the house for those people on Thursday night. And I look forward to meeting all of you at one of our next big events. Thank you guys very, very, very much. And I'll see you guys Thursday night.